In this short video essay, I'm going to briefly discuss working with the Big Loop Theatre Company, how I personally experienced it. I'm going to go into a bit of detail regarding some exercises, and say what I enjoyed and found useful about them. I'm also going to talk a bit about passing on a few of these exercises onto my old class of drama club that I visited over Easter and held a workshop for them and compare the two different classes. Working with Big Loop was very entertaining and educational. Its aspects of learning was in fact in its playfulness that worked for me very well. Learning in form of play and improvising and devising is, for me personally, the most useful way to learn. For me, it is very hard to focus on something for a long time, and that is why it was so much easier to do these exercises, because it didn't feel like working. And in the end, when we looked back, we found out that we created something that's actually really good. What challenged me, however, was the writing improv, because I was under the impression that I need a specific atmosphere for writing. Personally, I write a lot, and I thought I need to be alone and have a quiet environment to come up with ideas. I found out, however, that the intensity and slight pressure we were under during the improv session had a very good effect on my writing as well. During Easter break, I met with my old drama club and held a little workshop for them myself and introduced some of the techniques we used in university, which some of them were from Big Loop. What interested me particularly was the difference between the two classes. It was a lot harder to keep them focused than my classmates in here in uni, because they all still attend high school and it was right after their own classes they had. And it's still some kind of extracurricular activity for them. But we tried the talking gibberish exercise, which I really enjoyed in our session. There was quite a difference between the two classes, because I know that for some people in the original workshop, it was quite hard to come up with their own language. But on the contrary of this, the people in my old drama club didn't experience many difficulties, and I think it was mainly because they all speak at least two languages, and it may be easier for them to grab a sense of how languages work and come up with their own. That's why I think it was quite simple for me as well. On the other hand, however, some of them just used a language they already knew and they formed it into something a bit odd, and I believe that could be caused by the knowledge of languages, and that the brain can not come up with anything that is not a little bit similar to something it already knows. In conclusion, my experience of these workshops was really great, and I know I'm going to use a lot of the techniques we were introduced to in my future work. I want to devise and create my own work in the future, and these techniques are going to be very useful in that sense. I'm also thinking about going into teaching, and I'd like to teach drama in a playful way that I believe is enjoyable for many people, so I will definitely come back to the Big Loop experience.